Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and we are going to be making some Christmas in July cards. I know it's August. Probably when you see this, it will be September. This is the July class. So if you're in the local Chicago area, I do teach a monthly class that is a Christmas card class. And in the class, we make 4 each of 3 different designs each month. We started in July. This is the July set. We've already made our August cards also. I just didn't have the videos ready. And then we will make them all the way through November so that by Christmas, you'll make 12 a month. You'll have 60 cards ready to go. So if you see something you love, I can kit these for you. I cannot kit with stamps. So anything that's a stamped image, like this is a stamped image, so you would get a lot of plain paper on this particular card. This, you would get most of it, except I wouldn't have the Merry Christmas. You would have to put it together. If it's embossed, it would be embossed in your kit. If it's a die cut, it would be cut out. It just wouldn't be stamped because that is against our company policy. But if you're in the area, come take the class. We have fun and it's a good time. And you can find me on Meetup, which I will put the link in the description below, so be sure that you look at it. If you want to just make these at home with something that you've got, you absolutely can do that. I will list what I've used down below. Sometimes I'm using things that aren't current anymore because I've just been very busy and haven't gotten through the new stuff. If that's the case, I'll try to list what it was that I used and maybe an alternative that you could use something instead. If it's current, I will definitely list it so that you can order it. All right, let's get started. Today we're making this card. So I'm going to show you how, because we have to kind of piece things together, which is kind of cool to do. This is easy, and any Christmas greeting that you have would work on this. So this is a great actual card to kit if you are trying to make stuff. So I will go through it now. We are using a white card base, and it's just your basic white card base. Hang on one second. All right, so you just fold that in half to get your base made and set that aside. Easy. All right, so now we are going to need the silver for the snow. This is kind of a roof angle, and then a snow chimney with the little top of the chimney and snow, and then Santa's boots coming out the top. Does he go in head first? I was always wondering. I would probably not want to go in head first. What are you going to find at the bottom? All right, anyway, it's just a thought for another day. Red. Your red piece is going to be 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. I played around a little with the size of the chimney, and this is the size that I liked best. I have already embossed it. What I used was this old brick, I don't know what it's called, but it was brick embossing folder. It's nice because it has this line. I wanted my bricks to definitely be this way on my buildings or on my chimneys, so I used that line to kind of line it up. This is retired, but in the new catalog, if you didn't get in on that brick, they do have a new one that's called Bricks and Mortar, or Exposed Bricks. Maybe it's Exposed Bricks. Anyway, it's in the new catalog, so you can definitely get a bricks. I liked this one, and what I did with it once I had it, I wanted to distress it a little bit so that it looked a little older. So I used, let's see, I had it out a minute ago. I used white ink and a little sponge, but I don't know where that is right now. Anyway, I just used some white ink and, oh, it would have bit me if it had been a snake. I just used some white craft ink, got it on a sponge. I take these sponges. We used to sell these sponges. I'm not sure if we still do. They were round, and I would cut them into triangles, and then I'd put the color of the ink that I'm going to use on here. And then what I did, you can see this is the raised side, so embossed, debossed, right? That goes in. Embossed is up. I just kind of did this and brushed on it a little to give it a little distressing, and it's going to fade. It's going to fade a little bit, so go a little heavier than you think you need. Okay, so that's my snowy chimney and inky fingers. See how that works? All right, so that is my chimney done. Easy. Let's do this snowy piece. I'm going to show you on a green piece of paper so that you can see it better because the sparkly silver kind of makes you blind. If you order a kit from me, or even if you're making this at home, because obviously you want to make 2 cards, right? You always make 2 of everything. So this is 4x1. It's a 4x1 piece of paper, and you would cut this out of your silver, 4x1. And then you just cut starting at the top corner and slowly wavy yourself down to the lower corner. That will give you an angle for your snow. Every time will be different. And then this one will also give you an angle for the snow. So it will give you 2 angles for the snow. They will be matched, but upside down they won't, they won't look exactly the same. Doesn't matter. Your snow is going to be different. I have already cut that. You do the same thing for this, by the way. So when we get there, I'll show you. That is this piece right here. So we're good. This piece of gray that I used for my top of the chimney is, it is 1x2. So it's kind of small. You want it to be wider than your chimney, and you're going to pop it up. So it's 1x2. So that's done. This silver, like I said, is going to be kind of the same way. Didn't I just have, oh, here it is. It's kind of the same way. You'll get a piece that is 2 by 3/4. So it's 2 inches. So it would be the same width of this by 3/4 of an inch. And then you're going to do the same wavy, just like we did on this other piece of silver. And that will give you 2. It will give you 2 snow caps for the top of your chimney. And now we need to make the boots. The boots are a little trickier. You can do it. It's called punch art, okay? So whenever you use a punch for something that's not its intended purpose, that would be making something else out of it. We're making Santa boots. That would be punch art. So these are, what's important is the 5/8 of an inch wide. So 5/8 of an inch. They are both different heights. Does not matter. The length doesn't matter because that you're just going to stick the top in the boots. But the top of the boot, so originally I tried to freehand cut the top of the boot. It was bad. And it was like cutting your own bangs. I would cut it and it wouldn't be quite right. So I'd trim a little bit more on this side. Then they'd be too short on that side. Then I'd trim a little more on this side. Soon they had like this crazy looking foot. So it was just a better idea to not cut my own bangs and to use something else. So I used the bee punch. So that doesn't look like it would make a boot, but it does. I used the big heart part, which are the bee's big wings. You're going to need 2 hearts for 2 different boots. So you would think that you would be able to use both sides of the heart for this. And so you can see I just use every little piece of scrap paper for sure. You would, oh, look. This means I love you with my little black heart. Okay, so with this heart, you would think that you could use both sides for the feet for the boot, but one side is flatter and the other side is rounder, and it made a big difference. So I did not use both sides. So this, there you can kind of see it. This side is rounder and this side is a flatter one. The flatter one is what you want. So you take your scissors. Put your old lady glasses on. You take your scissors and you cut from the point to the crease of the heart. Oh, I left a little piece on there. Okay. And then this is waist. The chubby foot made it look not good. Trust me on that. Okay, and here is the flatter part of that side, and that's the chubby part of that boot. Okay, and then it's easy from there. You're just going to glue them on. You just want to make sure that you're making one of each foot. You don't want 2 left feet. Remember that movie? You just want to make one of each foot. Okay, so I definitely would lay it out before you do it so that you don't do craziness. And then, since this is going to be this foot, I'm going to put glue on this corner of the boot. Oh, come on. Seriously? Now, you pick now to be all silly? Okay, and then you put too much on. That's life. Okay, so I just put it on that corner because that corner is actually going to get more of the purchase of the boot, right? It's going to get this whole little area. I was going to show you from the back and then I dropped it. So you match the point of your heart to this edge, okay, and then the little club of the foot to the other side, like that. I'm going to pinch it just for a second before I try and flip it over and show you. Okay, so that's the top. That's the back. Can you see? So here's the edge of the base. It goes up here and turns. So you have a little area right there. That's the only place you want to put glue. So on this boot, the only place that you want to put your glue is under here, under this corner. Okay, it's like the inside corner, the bend of where your ankle would be. The inside bend. This all makes sense to me, so I'm not sure. If it doesn't make sense to you, let me know, and I will absolutely make a little private video for you showing you again. But anyway, so there are 2 boots, and we're ready to stick those in our chimney. Okay, if you get a little point, like you didn't put your old lady glasses on this time, with the liquid glue, you can just wiggle it out, or you can trim it. But again, trimming bangs, just remember what I said. Okay. So all the parts are ready now, even my little black heart. Put that up there. And now I can go ahead and assemble my card. Oh, I still have to stamp. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble the card, and then we can add that after. All right, so your chimney, the reason I did it first is it does have to be under this snow, the base snow. So you want to put that on first. And the base snow, there are a lot of dimensionals in this particular card, so... Did I go all the way to the bottom? I did most of the way. All right, so little glue on there. And then I'm going to put it here. You don't want to put it all the way against the edge because your toes need to have room up here. Okay, so be sure that you don't do that. And then this does have dimensionals. I'm going to do actually a big one on this side and a baby one. A little baby one on this side over here. Good. We can stick that on. It's stuck to my thumb. Still stuck to my thumb. I haven't made a video for a while, so you guys get to bear with me here. All right, and this kind of goes card edge to card edge. Like that. Your gray is also going to be on dimensionals. So just 2 normal sized ones are probably awesome. And I can go ahead and stick that on. And then my boots are going to come down underneath. And I'm just going to stick them in where I want them. And once I have them where I want them, then I'm just going to flip them up, put a dot of glue, put them back down. Flip it up, put a dot of glue, and put it back down, and then give it a little pressure. So there are my boots. Super easy, right? And that's why you want to make them a little longer than you need. You can adjust how far he's sticking out. Your silver snow, your little snow cap for your chimney, gets glued on to the gray like that. And we are almost done, guys. All right, so the white piece that I used is 2 3/4 by 1 3/8. And we are using this stamp set here. It's called More Wishes. I love this stamp set. There's just so much you can do with it for flexibility. And we are using Real Red ink. So it's here. So the first one that I did was Christmas. The words, they're individual words. They're not together. And you want to make sure that you fit Christmas on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one first. I am putting on my glasses. And I don't want to go quite all the way to the bottom because I want to leave room for those gems. But I want to go pretty low so that I have room for Mary. Okay. And let's do Mary. Right above. Okay, so there's Merry Christmas. Stick that off to the side. Merry Christmas also gets dimensionals. I keep throwing the big ones away, or out of the way, I should say, not away. By the way, never throw any away. See this? This is not waste on your dimensionals just because they're not hexagons. I cut them and use them all the time. If you've watched my videos, you know that already. Okay, and this you can kind of position where you want it. I'm going right there. Looks good to me. And then I'm using Little Red Gems. These Little Red Gems are super old, retired red rhinestones. If you don't have red rhinestones like these, you can use the regular clear rhinestones, and you just color them with a red Sharpie. Make sure that you're using a Sharpie though. So I'm going to do middle. And then this side. The reason I don't go 3 in a row and I go middle and then the 2 sides is so that I can decide how far apart. See, if I started over here, then they might be all crunched up in one spot. Okay, there you go. That card is ready. Anyway, make sure that you use a Sharpie if you're going to color on your clear gems to give them a color, and that way you can use any color gem that you have Sharpie for. So that's a great way to do it. Don't use a regular marker because the ink will not stay on the thing and it'll just slide off and get all over your card, but a Sharpie will work. Or an alcohol ink marker. Okay, you are all set. I hope you enjoyed this card and learned some cool tricks on how to do some things and your very first piece of punch art. Have a great evening and we'll talk to you soon. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours, and my link is below. So I would love if you would check out my YouTube channel. Now that you're on it here, subscribe so you don't miss any more of these videos. And if you see anything you like, you can order it below. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.